Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to a brand new video. And today I'm going to be going over, start going over MLB potential contenders for the playoffs. I have, let's see, X amount of teams. 8 American League, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 National League teams. So we got 8 and 8. Spoiler alert. St. Louis fans are not in this series. Sorry. Yeah. And Angel fans, you're not in here either. I don't know if you expected to be in here, but you're not. So, yeah, I'm just going over teams that have a legitimate shot. I.e., they're like 3 games out of their division or like 5 games out of the wild card. Like either or. Yeah, so. Or 6 games out of the wild card, 6 games out of the division. You can get back in. I'm good with it. So, yeah. Today we're going to be going over the Tampa Bay Rays. So, are the Tampa Bay Rays playoff contenders? What's their lock percentage to get in? Let's find out. Now, the Tampa Bay Rays are a really weird team because no matter what they do, it works. They have a guy in their rotation right now who's got a 5.91 ERA, and they're first in the American League East. Actually, I think they have the best record in the American League East. Or in the American League, sorry. It's just everything they do works. I don't get it, but it works, and it annoys me. So, going through their rotation off of MLB.com's depth charts, Tyler Tyler Glasnow's out for the year, and in the bullpen, Nick Anderson isn't on here because they're both gone for a bit. So, there we go. We got Ryan Yarbrough, who's currently not with the team, but will be with the team, and he was on the depth chart, so shut up. He's got a 4.76 ERA and a 1.21 WHIP, so allowing a lot of runs, except for when he pitches against Toronto, which they have 6 to 10 games left against Toronto, so he'll make at least 2 starts against them, so that's something to watch. He's got like a 2.26 ERA against us, so watch that. He's got a 1.21 whip, so he's allowing just over a runner, but under 2 runners an inning. So, yeah. Their next guy up is Shane McClanahan. I hope I said that right. He's got 3.73 ERA and a 1.29 whip, allowing less runs, but just that ever slightly more runners per inning. Still doing great. Then we got Michael Wacha, 5.91 ERA and a 1.50 whip. By far their worst starter. Honestly, I'd probably move him with McHugh, but McHugh's working in the bullpen, so maybe don't fuck with that. Josh Fleming's the next guy up at a 4.96 ERA and a 1.32 whip. So, they got high ERA guys in their rotation and low ERA guys in their bullpen. It's weird. And then lastly, they got Luis Patino, 4.73 ERA and a 1.31 whip. Pretty good. So, overall, their rotation, it's like the rotation isn't top tier. Their rotation's like average, like it's what you'd expect on like an 80 to like 85 win team. Maybe even a 75 win team. Like those numbers, like those don't really go. The whips on some of these guys are all right, but like the ERA is pretty inflated. You look at that, it's a lot different than Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, Charlie Morton from last year. That's all I'm saying. The lineup, we got Randy Arozarena with a 273 average and a 350 on base percentage. Nelson Cruz with a 271 average and 345 on base percentage. They got really good guys who can get on base at the top of their order and at the bottom of the order. So overall, that's really good. They got Austin Meadows, 233 average and a 323 on base percentage. Wander Franco, 244 average, 306 on base percentage. He's a rookie too. He's so good. We got Manuel Margot at a 255 average and a 304 on base percentage. Get this, their 3, 4, and 5 hitters, 233, 244, 255. The last 2 numbers of their average slots to what part of the batting order they're in. Weird. What are they doing over there? Cheating. No. Then we got Yandy Diaz, 254 average and a 363 on base percentage. Mike Zunino, who literally only hits home runs or walks. That's all he does. Got a 214 average, 302 on base percentage. That's insane. Mike Brasso, 185 average, 267 on base percentage. Now I could have thrown in Brandon Lau, but MLB.com had Brasso for some reason as the starting second baseman, so don't ask me. And then we got Joey Wendell rounding out the lineup at a 274 average and a 326 on base percentage. That lineup, elite. That's elite. They got one of the top lineups. It's one of the most underrated lineups. Their lineup just works. That's a top tier elite. I'd say they probably have the second best lineup. Kind of based off of that. I think it's close between Toronto and New York for the best. And then I think whoever isn't is tied with Tampa Bay. They got an elite lineup, so there we go. And then the bullpen. Now, this is where they win all their games, and it's actually more important to be a bullpen piece if you're on Tampa Bay than to be a starter. So, here we go. Here's their moneymaker. Andrew Kittredge is a 1.33 ERA and a 0.92 WHIP. JT Chargois, I hope I said that right. 2.41 ERA, 0.94 WHIP. Colin McHugh, a 1.41 ERA and a 0.92 WHIP. Those are like straight up, you're getting them right away. Elite. Then you're going to throw in maybe a Nick Anderson, man. Oh, their bullpen's so good. It's always been good. Matt Whistler, 3.66 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP. Now that's inflated. His time with Tampa Bay has been insane. I know he just lost the game yesterday for them, but like he had a 7 or 11 ERA. One of those really high up ones when he left San Francisco. Tampa Bay's picked him up, and he just rocks there, man. It's insane. So good for them, and good for him. Next up, we got Drew Rasmussen. We got a 3.98 ERA and a 1.33 WHIP. Then we got Ryan Sheriff, their worst reliever, 6.23 ERA, 1.62 WHIP. The only reason he's up, in my opinion, is because Nick Anderson's hurt. So there's that. And lastly, Adam Conley, 0 ERA and a 0.50 WHIP. But he's only pitched 2 innings, so take that into account. It's a really small sample size. But their bullpen's one of the best in baseball. The most underrated bullpen, best in the American League East. The reason they win 85 to 90 wins, or get 85, 90 wins, maybe 95 wins a year. Bullpen. That's the only reason. Because, like, they're starters. You look at it and you go, okay, well, I should slap the shit out of these guys. And if you do, great. But then you got to face their bullpen, which is actually worse than facing their starters. So you really want to leave the starter in there for as long as possible. And then you get to their lineups, and there's like Joey Wendell, Brasso, not Zunino, Margot, Kiermaier when he's healthy, Arozarena, guys who hit for average, but if needed to, they'll like Arozarena mostly going for the pop. You got guys on there, Lau as well. They're going for the hit. They're just wanting that base hit, move the runner over. They play a really team first centered baseball. No one is really the guy on that team, so I think that's a big thing. Is there's no real it factor on the team, but it's just a really well mended team that plays well with each other. So for the playoff walk, let's look at their current standings, record, all that good shit. They are currently 71-47, best record in the American League. They got a 3-game lead on Boston. And I think they have one of the easier schedules to end the year, so that goes into help. I have them at a playoff lock at 95%. I think very unlikely Tampa Bay doesn't see October baseball, which is crazy because at the beginning of the year, that was like, you really think Tampa Bay is going to play baseball in October? And now it's like, you think Tampa Bay isn't going to make October baseball? This is the most underrated team in the American League. Honestly, if there's any team I'm picking in the East to like get out of it and go to the World Series, it's the Rays. They just have that thing that get it done when they need to. And for that, playoff lock at 95%, winning the American League East. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you guys are brand new to the channel. Catch you all in the next video, where we will be talking about the next contender, the Boston Red Sox. Peace out. Goodbye.